You're right here in the room. So we are live on YouTube. Zulma Gonzalez, this mic is all yours.
Thankful Thursday, family. I am here. I am not here. I am physically here. You'll have to be with me mentally. Nothing is wrong. Everything, it's all good. It's all good. It's all God. It's all good. It's all God. But I have the busiest schedule. I almost called Lynn this morning or almost texted her this morning and said, I'm not going to do this today because I have a whole lot going on. Um, yeah, so it's been a great week. Um, Lovable is acting normally. Yay. Um, my best friend since third grade came into Philadelphia yesterday. She'll be here for the next 10 days. On Saturday, the Saturday coming, my elementary school, that was first to eighth grade. Yes, in the name, bless me, Father, for I have sinned. Uh, um, my elementary school, a bunch of us are getting together for the first time. So I'm going to see some people that I have not seen in over 55 years. Um, yeah, including the niece of Barbara Mason, raindrops keep falling on my head. Well, her niece and nephew were students at our school, St. Ludwig School, and it's going to be a great time. And I get to do the trivia. I want to tell you, I will be. I'm going to wear. Well, let's just put it this way. I'm going to have a bad habit. I'm going to have a bad habit. And I'm excited. It was going to be a lot of fun. But because I'm in charge of the trivia and the PowerPoint, I have like I've been sent a ton of pictures, and I have to make this PowerPoint. It's going to take forever. Hi, Sally. um, um, and let me say good morning to my Karen and Dove and Deb and Lynn and Bob. Hi, Bob and Sharon and Mickey and Roger. Glad you're here. Glad I'm here. I'm thankful. It's Thankful Thursday. I'm thankful that it's Thankful Thursday. I am working tonight instead of daytime. I'm going to do a overnight, 12 hours. So my start time this evening will be 7 p.m. until 7 a.m. And again tomorrow night. So I have a lot going on. Busy is the word of the day. Um, uh, and I'm going to love every minute of it. Every minute of it. And if that was the case, I wouldn't be here right now. Uh, so this morning I had no clue, you know how that happens sometimes. I have no clue as to what I have to let spirit talk to me. Um and sometimes I'm like, all right, okay, now it's time. And and sometimes spirit says, nope, got nothing for you. You're on your own. And as Dove taught, just trust. Just trust. Um I just have words today, and I would love for you to all go center back. I would love for you to all go with me. So I'm in the kitchen feeding Livable this morning at 8 o'clock or so. Eight, no, seven something. And I hear, see? And I'm like, see what? Right? Thing I see means anything, right? I'm like, see what? And then I hear the word conviction. What? See? Conviction. And then it came to me. Conviction, commitment, confidence, consistency, certainty. 5 C words. 5 C words. It blows my, you know, I'm always surprised and not surprised at how life works, at how spirit works, at how God works, at how it works through me and as me. There's a song by Eddie Watkins Jr. titled, I Am the Place Where God Shows Up. And God is the place where I show up, because wherever I am, God is. That's we got that. And it's not. God with me, but it's God through me, God as me. It's all there is no inside and outside. The course tells us this, and all the other books do too. There's no inside and outside. There just isness. And that freaks people out. That freaks people out. It sounds sacrilegious. That word sacrilegious needs to be taken out of the dictionary, if you ask me. What else can there be? How can there be anything else? Even in the Bible is written, like, where can I go away from your presence? Where? If I go up, there you are. If I, to the heavens, there you are. If I go to the depths, there you are. No matter where I am, there God is. What is that saying? What is that saying? If the Bible is teaching to seek first the kingdom of God, and then it's written, this is written that Jesus said that, and then it's written that he said, uh, the kingdom of God is within. All right, seek first the kingdom of God, which is within. And since there is no within and without, seek first the kingdom of God, which is you, me, we are the kingdom. That's how it came. So these are the words that came to me this morning, and everything I'm saying now is strictly what Spirit is giving me right now to say. So, um, I'm going to share screen a little bit because there's not a lot going on with slides today, and somebody, I think it was Sharon, and said, "I like it when you don't show the slides all the time. I like to see you."
I love to see
Sometimes,
you. You're beautiful.
oh, 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 oh. Thank you. You only what you see is what you be. Okay, that is not grammatically correct, but work with it because what you see is what you be. You can only see a reflection of yourself, and that's absolutely a fact. I can't think beautiful. I can't think lovely. I can't think angry. I can't think ugly. I can't think anything. Rather, I can't see any of that unless I think it first. So it's all still coming from me. We talk about, or we've talked this at some point, what we can't do, and we're not this, and we're not that. And it's not true. The fact that we can think it already suggests that it's there, because the courts, it's written, what you want to be is what you think you are. What you want to be is what you think you are. So for me to say, oh, I can't this, that, and the other, first of all, that's limiting God to say God can't, because that's what you're saying. When I say I can't, I'm saying God can't. Wow. Wow. This is all the way it's just was coming to me. This I'm walking around the house, and I'm reminding myself, sure you can, because I'm telling myself, oh, Zulma, you can, you sure you can. Stop. Stop, 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 stop. And that's how these words came to me. And so it is. Hi, Glory, and hi, McKelly. Glad you came to share. And I hope you came to share. Um, so as always, Course in Miracles meet Science of Mind and other metaphysical teachings. I don't know what comes up and what's gonna come out, but I basically grabbed stuff from the course primarily today. And let's go forward with that. Let's go forward with that. Reminding ourselves that we should daily train our thought. So, daily train our thought is the same as being committed, and we'll talk about that. We should daily train our thought to recognize the spirit in everything we do, say, or think. We should daily train our thought to recognize the spirit in everything we do, everything we say, and everything we think. The minute we go into something being, that's not right. That's not the way it should be. That's not God. We're letting a whole nother thought system take control of us, and it becomes our call for love. We let the ego thought system. The ego, we let the ego decide for us, and we're actually deciding against truth because the ego is not real. We make the whole thing up. And you know that when I talk about ego, that's pretty much how I talk about it. You don't, I'm not one who says my ego this and my ego that. It reminds me of the commercial, "Let Go My Ego." Um, I don't talk about my ego. I just don't, because the course teaches that my allegiance to it is what makes it real. So if I'm focusing on what, my ego this and my ego that, I might as well say the devil made me do it. The ego equals the devil, to my way of thinking. So we should daily train our thought. That means that when I'm feeling low, ask myself, what am I feeling? Stop, think, because then I'm doing what, as the course calls, mind wandering. I'm letting my mind wander. Stop, think. What am I feeling? And sometimes it's the words coming out of my mouth or other people's mouths, as they're saying this stuff, and we want to buy into it. I'm not. I have a reputation for not buying into that. I have a reputation. People don't tell me stuff. They don't tell me stuff because the first thing I say, well, did you talk to so and so about it? Did you tell so and so about it? Um, so people don't tell me stuff, unless it's something that ought not be repeated. That kind of thing. That's different. If they know it's not going to be repeated, they can come tell me because they know it's not going to be repeated. But when it comes to that whole gossip thing, I just can't get into it. What's that song? Um, Won't let nothing bring me down. Come on, Mickey, you're the song person. Lynn, won't let nothing bring me down. I can't think of the song right now. A woman
Ain't nothing
sings it.
gonna break my stride. Ain't nothing gonna hold me down. Oh
Not
no.
that one, but I'll take it.
Oh, that's a good one.
Ain't nothing gonna break my style. Ain't nothing gonna bring me down. Oh, I got to keep on moving. Thank you. That was the one. Um, um, it's a slower song. It's more mellow. It's by a woman. Anyway. So we should daily track, because I'll let my mind keep going. I'm just going today. I have no particular agenda. I'm working on trust. And I like working on trust. It's I used to call myself quirky. This says return to meeting. What's happening here? I know you can hear me. I'm going to stop the share. It told me return to meeting. It came up on the screen, return to meeting. I'm like, I'm already here. And there's Regis. Hi, Regis. Regis said something struck. It hit me so funny, and it just hit me um early this morning. So early morning is my time, because actually they say that's the best time to just quiet everything, because you're coming from, if you laid down, if I lay down with the thought that tomorrow is going to be a peaceful, I'm going to be in peace tomorrow, that it's going to be a peaceful day. I'm basically making the decision the night before so that I take this into my sleep so that I can sleep. um, um, some people with accepting divine healing daily, that's for ADHD. Some people with accepting divine healing daily have a resistance to sleeping. Literally, like a baby. Wow, wow. No, I'm not going to go to sleep. There's still more to do. There's still more to think. There's still more. Anyway, I used to perceive myself as quirky. Oh, no, funny. Regis. So I had asked Regis a question about something. I asked him what his impression of it was. And he said he didn't have one. And I had nothing. I didn't understand what he said. And then my understanding of it came this morning, and I broke out laughing because, to me, and it may or may not be the way he meant it, but it said to me, I wasn't impressed. And when I thought that, just I was not laughing. What's your impression of that? I don't have one. No impression, which to me means unimpressed. So if that's not what you meant, brother, well, if it is what you meant, well, either way, I thought it was hilarious. Um, I'll have to remember that because soon at some point, somebody's going to ask me what my impression of something is, and I just that's a better answer than saying I'm not impressed. If that's what he meant, I don't know if that's what he meant or not. Anyway, I thought it was funny. Um, Daily train our thoughts to recognize the spirit in everything we do, say, and think. I'm coming back to that. I'm coming back to that because that has to do with these words I have here, the words I'm talking about. Um, Commitment is one of them. Commitment is one of them. The course. Oh, okay, very good. Yep. The course um, reminds us, and I pulled it up to talk about later, but I'm going to talk about it now. You can't be totally committed sometimes. That's just one powerful statement. You can't be totally committed sometimes. You're either committed or you're not. That whole thing about being, a little bit pregnant. You either are or you're not. Either I am what God is or I'm not. Either you are what God is to me or you're not. You can't be totally committed sometimes. Daily train our thoughts. Train our thoughts. Course in mind training. This is mind training. I am training my mind to recognize that peace is the only way. The goal of the course is peace. The goal of life is peace. If we looked at, and I'm saying we, let's call it the royal we, because it's just a tendency I have to say we, but I really mean I. If we look at ourselves as life, I am life. That to me takes on a whole lot of power. A whole lot of power. I am life. The course says I'm responsible. I am life. Christian Larson says everything that happens is the result of something that we've done or failed to do. Everything that happens in my life is the result of something that I've done or didn't do. It's that simple. But Lord knows I can complicate it. Oh, we can complicate it. I can look out there and look at the mess I've created, whatever it is. Physical messes, mental messes, it all starts in the mind anyway. And I want to say, well, you see, if I had been taught as a child to blah 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 blah, that's a cop out. That's just a cop out. We want to look outside. You can't be totally committed sometimes. Either the truth is now, and now is the only moment there is. Either I'm living by principle or I'm living by nothing. I'm either living in principle or I'm living in what's unreal. I'm living in what's not true. Principle is actually one of the synonyms for one of those C words. I'll get to that. All right, let me. So, of course, we're mind training, and we're being committed to do it every day. The course taught every minute, every second, every moment is a new moment because every moment I have a choice to do what I did already or to do something different. Every moment is a new moment. Every moment. Every moment I'm making a choice. The Course teaches that decisions are continuous. Every moment I'm making a choice. The question, what am I choosing? What are you choosing? The question, what are you choosing? In this moment, what are you choosing? Oh man, there goes Zulma again with the same four passages that she does every single week. My God, is she ever going to stop doing that? Maybe, maybe not. Those same four, she keeps coming up with that. Why? Why does she keep coming up with that? Because I need it. That's why I need it. I'm reminding myself to train my thoughts. I'm in mind training. I'm in the boot camp of it all. And I'm above the battleground. I am above the battleground. I used to be on the battleground. I was fully armored, scared to death listen, I wasn't walking in the valley of the shadow of death. I was walking in the valley of death, or so I thought. I was walking in the place where fear was the only thing that mattered. That was it. I had reason, I believed, to be afraid. And today I understand that there's nothing to it. Fear, there's nothing to it. That's what workbook lesson 48 says. There's nothing to it. There is nothing to fear. There's two ways to read that. That's how I'm saying it now. There's nothing to it. Fear is the valley of the shadow of death. Fear is a shadow. Trying to swing at it. Oh, I take it myself. I want to share so you can't see what I'm doing. Oh, swinging at fear. Swinging at absolutely nothing. It's a shadow. It's a shadow. When Lovable first found me, my doggy, and we would go for walks at night. I leashed him, and we would go for walks at night. He would always keep shifting and moving. He was afraid. He had to learn that my shadow was just that, a shadow. I don't know what he had been accustomed to for the time. They say he was about 2 years old when he found me. And Sally, in case you don't know the story, he found me on the street. Lovable found me walking down the street one day. Put his paw on my thigh, looked in my eyes. The rest is history. Yeah. Um, and he's right there. He's laying next to me because he doesn't like this. This chair is no longer comfortable to him. I used to sit behind. He used to sit behind me. He's got a nice soft. Anyway. Um, but yeah, he used to, and I couldn't figure out what is going on. And then I realized it was my shadow. And it was then that I had started learning to say to him, "It's okay. It's okay." So he knows now to equate "it's okay" with things being okay. He could care less about his shadow now. He knows. But this is what mind training is about. Daily, all learning involves attention and study at some level. All learning. Now, the Course also says that once you've learned something, it doesn't have to be taught to you again. And Ernest Holmes writes that truth known is demonstrated. That's a powerful one. Truth known. If I know the truth, in fact, he writes that to desert the truth in the hour of need is to prove that you don't know the truth. The Course follows that up with in Review 1, where it talks about us needing our learning most when things seem to be chaotic. That's the time. Here's a mistake I made last night. I'm walking my doggy. He's on his leash. There's a dog down the street. The dog's name is Bentley. It's a girl. She's the cutest little thing. She's She can't be one this tall. Meaner than a junkyard dog. Twice they had her out without the leash. She runs up and she starts nipping at Lovable. And I said the second time, get that crazy dog away from my dog. And I mean, it was, like with attitude, because I'm scared for Lovable. I snatched him up, That was the second time. First time I was totally unaware. Last night, I'm walking him, and the dog got out. So they had opened the door, and the dog just got out. So I have to forgive this one, because I vowed that I was going to call somebody on that dog if he keeps doing this. But anyway, she comes, she runs, and I don't know what made her. She ran out the door. I saw her come out the door, ran straight up the street to Lovable. She starts nipping at Lovable. And instead of, see, this is after the fact. You need your learning most when things seem to be in chaos. Instead of picking him up, I'm pulling he's on a leash, poor baby. I'm pulling him, trying to pull him out the way of this other dog. As I'm saying, get that crazy dog away from my dog. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I have to let that one go because the dog got out the house. I know what that looks like. I saw it happen. They were they were talking to somebody at a car, and they were grabbing stuff, and the door was open. Pick up my baby boy, and he's shaking like a leaf. As the hair goes up, all that the hackle goes up. It's up, and he's just shaking like a leaf. He doesn't counterattack. The only time that Lovable will go for someone is if they're coming at me. Dogs. I'm only talking about dogs. I'm not, people. That just doesn't happen. It's not part of my world. But if a dog, friendly dog, I just want to go pet the dog. He's like, nope, this is my mother feeder. Get away, get away, get away. That's the only time. So because this little, I swear I texted demonic dog. That's what the little devil dog. The little devil dog keeps coming because she wasn't coming at me. Lovable, just poor baby. I'm just yanking him, just yanking him. My mistake. The teaches you will need your learning most when things don't seem to be working the way they should. I keep trying to quote that. I know what it is. It's in review one. That's the time. Workbook. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen. Review one. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen. It's not coming. I'm not doing this right. I'm not doing this right at all. After lesson 50 comes review one. All right, and you can all watch me do this at the same time. So it doesn't feel like I'm just wasting time here. Okay, right there. So it reads, it will be necessary that you learn to require no special settings. That's the word. Those are the words. That you require no special settings in which to apply what you've learned. You'll need your learning most, here we go, in situations that appear to be upsetting. I'm calling it situations that seem chaotic. Same thing. Rather than in those that already seem to be calm and quiet. So I have to consider how I'm going to act if Bentley comes running at Lovable again. Now, I have to admit, this is terrible, but I keep seeing myself kicking the dog. I keep seeing myself kicking the dog out of my way. That's not the best way. That would be a call for love on my part, showing fear, etc. So I have to, as I'm saying this now, just remembering to pick lovable up. The purpose of your learning is to enable you to bring the quiet with you and to heal distress and turmoil. This is not done by avoiding them and seeking a haven of isolation for yourself. I can't not walk my dog. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to not walk lovable because Bentley might come out and do her thing. You will yet learn that peace is part of you. Because I thought when I picked, after I did pick him up, which by now they've got Bentley, because he was shaking like a leaf, my baby. I picked him up, and I'm stroking him, and actually I put him on a. Well, anyway, I'm stroking him, and he's shaking, and one of the people of the family comes over. Is he okay? Is he okay? I'm so sorry. I heard. Is he okay? I took that, but I'm so sorry. I wasn't hearing it. I just wasn't hearing it. I wasn't in the. You ought to. I wasn't in the kumbaya mode in my mind. I was not in the. Uh, I understand it was a mistake in an accident that the dog just ran out the door. I wasn't there. I wasn't there at all. I'm so sorry. I don't want to hear it. But I did take the is he okay? I heard it. I heard it. And whatever. Anyway, it wasn't about them. Embrace peace in any situation where I am. Mm. Peace is part of me and requires only that I embrace it in any situation where I am. And then finally, to learn that there is no limit to where I am. I am everywhere. I am life. I am God incarnate. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. God incarnate. Life everywhere. Everywhere. Peace, you, me, everywhere, always. That's to stop the share a little too soon, but that's okay. Um, that there is no limit to where you are, so that your peace is everywhere as you are. So even when something is happening, some situation, that's the word situation, embrace the situation. In fact, in the Bible is written to give thanks in all things, give thanks. It's not saying for all things. I'm not giving thanks that Bentley came and it came at lovable. But I'm giving thanks for the situation because there's something for me to learn out of that. Thank you, little Bentley. Stay away from my dog though. Thank you, Bentley. But anyway, it's all a learning experience, and all these things. Dove says about our triggers because that's where our lessons are, and there's no guarantee that I'm not going to react the same way if it happens again. Because in that moment, we're not thinking. I'm not thinking. In that moment, it seems like I'm not thinking. It seems like I'm reacting to fear, which is thinking that I have something to be afraid of. I don't remember to think. And Karen writes in the chat. Let me see. What'd you say, my friend? Um, the most profound personal growth does not happen while reading a book or meditating on a mat. It happens in the throes of conflict when you are angry, afraid, frustrated. It happens when you are doing the same old thing and you suddenly realize you have a choice. And that's a fantastic quote by Virginia Tug Tugaleva, Tugaleva. It's in the chat for anybody that wants that. I'm certainly going to copy paste it right now, and I'm going to put it on a slide. Thanks, Karen. Um, yeah, and that's exactly it. It's when things are peaceful and stuff, oh, it's all cool. It just seems so cool. We it's when things are happening, when things are going on, that's the time that we need to remember. That's the time to remember. I'm putting it on the slide right now. Thanks for that, Karen. So anyway, you need your learning most when things are upsetting, seem to be upsetting, when something seems to be wrong, when something seems to be, and see, hold on to that word seems. Hold on to that word seems, because in the responsibility for sight in chapter 21, it says everything that seems to happen to me. That seems to happen to me. I'm asking for, and it's not that I'm asking for that situation. Get this. This is how I see it. This is Zulma talking. It's not that I'm asking for that situation. I'm asking for whatever thoughts I have about the situation. That's what it comes to. That's how I see it. I'm asking for the thought because I'm not the situation. I'm not responsible for what's going on, quote, quote, out there. I'm responsible for how I see it in here. That just hit me. So everything that seems to happen, I ask for. That's why it's written that way, that it seems to be something going on out there. I'm asking for it because I'm choosing my own thoughts. I'm making a decision about that situation. When that little dog came running down the street, my thought was, he's going to hurt my dog. He's going to hurt my dog. He's going to hurt Lovable. Lovable's going to get hurt. What if, what if he has a seizure as a result? All that was going through my head last night. None of which occurred. Everything that seems to happen. So I had an idea. I equate that dog, Bentley. I equate Bentley with hurting Lovable. And Lynn reminds us to have peace, teach peace to learn it from the course. Chapter 6. Would be a great rapper name, The Situation. Oh Lord. And Dove writes, I am choosing to deceive myself so I can blame others. That doggone Bentley, right? See their guilt. That dog. And frankly, I can't get angry with Bentley. Well, I can only get angry with myself. I realize when I'm, the truth of it all. But I can't really get mad at the dog for acting like a dog. I had to learn that. I learned that from Lovable. I cannot get upset with the dog for acting, for doing what dogs do. And my upset is with myself anyway. He couldn't have gotten a hold of that small trash can, that little small can, if it hadn't been within his reach. I know that Lovable likes paper. He likes tearing at paper. Oh my, does he ever? I know that I have to act like he's a 2-year-old and put everything up before I leave the house. Or else. Or else. Anyway, uh, I'm choosing to deceive myself. I'm choosing to hurt myself. I'm never upset for the reason I think. I am never upset for the reason that I think. I'm never upset for what's happening, quote, quote, out there. I'm not seeing what's out there. I'm thinking what's in here. And that's what I'm seeing. And that's where the problem comes. In fact, Joe Goldsmith writes that you govern your surroundings. The heck, where'd the screen come from? My screen just came up on my computer, and now you're blocked. You govern your surroundings by the nature of what is taking place in your consciousness. It has nothing to do with anything out there. You can blame everything and anything you want all day long if you want to, but Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Slideshow. Current slide. You govern your surroundings by the nature of what is taking place in your consciousness. It's all happening in here. It's all happening in here. I see your hand. Go ahead, my Karen. Let me stop share. Wait a minute.
No, I just want to say I love when you say mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. I can't say it like you, but I love when you say that.
You're funny. That's equatable to my stop, 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 stop. No, I have to. That's what the course has done for me. That's what the course has done for me. Um, it reminds me that there's nothing out there. And then the other teachings have reminded me that what I see with the physical eye, it's my experience, that I am one with it because it's my experience. Remember, I am life. I am life. Everybody, class, say with me, I am life. Oh, I can't wait till Saturday. I even bought one of those bells, you little, I don't know who went to Catholic school. Remember that little bell? They used to ring this little bell. I got one. I bought a bell. And I don't know if you all had clickers. I bought a clicker. It's going to be so much fun. Repeat after me, class. Um, I am life. You are life. Therefore, you have to be me. If I am life and you are life, then your last name is life. My last name is life. Well, same source, same spiritual DNA. I am spirit. My last name could be spirit. My last name could be life. My last name could be God. My last name could be capital M, mind. It's all one. Call it what you want. You govern your surroundings by the nature of what is taking place in your consciousness. And then Christian Larson reminds us that we naturally become master over all life when we can understand and master the process of thinking. And Mickey says our last name is Christ. All right. All right. All right. Let me go to the next slide and see what's on it. Just a reminder that every response we make is determined by what we think we are. Every single thing, everything to which I respond is determined by what I think I am. Last night, I'm gonna stick with the Bentley story. Last night, initially, victim, victim. Lovable was a victim. I was a victim of that family's negligence. Uh, I didn't think that. I didn't think their negligence last night. I did not think that. I thought it was just a mistake. It was just an accident. And it was. It was. It was just, the dog got out. The dog got out. The dog acted like a dog. That dog with its own unique personality acted like it was making, every response you make is determined by what you think you are. If you think you're peace, you're going to act like peace. If you think that nothing can hurt you, that you cannot be attacked, that if you think that, you're going to act that way. That's how you're going to respond. Oh, no matter what it is. But initially, it's not like I don't see what's happening. That tangible thing. I'm not gonna just stand there and let you come slap me in my face. You walk up to me with your hand extended to slap me. I'd be a doggone fool to just stand there and let you, unless that's the life I want. I mean, there are people who subject themselves to that. I fought my stepfather because my mother didn't know how to until he stopped. Till he stopped, and he did stop. But Mommy didn't know how to handle that sort of thing. I sure did. At first, I didn't either. You get a plate of food thrown in your face, and that's your introduction. What? What's happening? Something's wrong here. This is not right. It took me a while to figure it out that it was not my place to be physically abused. You can tell me for better or for worse all you want. But when my first husband did it, I was out. No, because either you're going to kill me or I'm going to have somebody kill you. That's how it felt to me. Every response you make is determined by what you think you are. And as I already said, what you want to be is what you think you are. You want to be free? You're already free because it's in your mind. You want to be a victim? You're going to be a victim because it's in your mind. You want to be at peace? You already are because it's in your mind. You want to be worthy? You want to be deserving? You want to be loving? You want to be joyful? You want to be happy? It's all in your mind. The Course asks, how can you who are so holy suffer? And holy means whole, complete. How can you who are so complete suffer? Who put that word in the dictionary? If the word suffering was not a word, if it wasn't, what word, you know what I mean? What would we call it? Can we just not say that, oh, that doesn't feel good to me. I don't like that. Ouch. And it could be a big ouch. It could be a nick or it could be a bite. We have, what if that word wasn't in the dictionary? Let's see here. Somebody put something in the chat. What? Self-hatred. Yeah, Lynn. Self-hate. Every response you make is determined by what you think you are. What do you want? What do you think you are? That's how you respond. What you want to be must determine every response you make. That to me is such a powerful, I'm saying that about different passages. There are so many powerful passages in this quote that I choose to actively try, to actively live on, actively practice living on. I'm going to take that word try out of there. The word try is not in the Bible. You know that? The word try is nowhere in the Bible. There's no such thing. And there really is no such thing. You either do something or you don't. In truth, you either do something or you don't. Well, you could say try all you want. You can make an effort to do something and not necessarily succeed at it, which means you didn't do it. And it doesn't mean you're a failure. It doesn't mean I'm a failure. I'm going to go first person. It doesn't mean I'm a failure because I didn't succeed at doing that thing. It just wasn't that it wasn't my time to do it. I don't have enough practice. I don't have enough information on how to do it. Whatever. I may not really want to. Doesn't make me a failure. My worth is not established by what I do. My worth is established by the fact that I'm here. I am what God is. My worth is established by God. God is what I am. So if God is what I am, my worth is established by the I am. My worth is established because I'm here. Reverend Twana said that last Sunday. I would have thought she got that from the Course. I'm telling you. She said, you're worthy because you were born. You're worthy because you're, and then she said born. The being here, the whole beingness thing. That's what it comes down to. My worth is established just because I am. I don't need you or anybody or even myself to tell me what my worth is. It already just is. Mm, mm. So the words that came, conviction, and the last one was certainty. Well, I knew that's in the Bible. It's in one of the passages that Dove likes. But conviction, I found a synonym for it, and it was principle. Principle. And we're taught to live by principle and not by anything outside of that. In the 12-step program, principles, placing principles before personality. Stop blaming stuff outside of you for what's going on inside of you. Commitment. And one of the synonyms for that was guarantee. Confidence, which a synonym is assurance. And consistency. A synonym is reliability. And certainty, which is inevitability. Now, when I was looking up these words under conviction, was it conviction, commitment, and certainty? Each other of those words came up. So under conviction, certainty came up. Under commitment, certainty came up. Under certainty, conviction, and commitment came up. So guarantee. So these were they came up as synonyms for each other, which I found interesting. It's worth looking up. You know, you type a word in your Word document and then just go down to and see the synonyms for it. So I had already expressed, and I'm expressing again from the course. I'm just working with the course today. You cannot be totally committed sometimes. I love this quote. Love it. Love it. Love it. I like that one. I like always has no direction. There's just some that are just like, bam, bam. But this, you can't be totally committed sometimes. Either you're faithful or you're not. Either you are engaging, or you're not guarding your thoughts, you're mind wandering. You can't be totally committed sometimes. So I can't profess, even though most of the time I'm hanging out in that peaceful place. Most of the time I'm reminding myself, stop. Most of the time, most of the time I'm telling myself out loud, you deserve. I really say that now. You deserve. Because I have a tendency, let me come out of this for a minute. I have a tendency to think sometimes that you deserve, but I don't. If I make a promise to you, I say I'm going to do something, I do it. But I make promises to myself and I don't. I make these lists of things to do, and I'm not going to blame ADHD, but it tends to be on that list of, things. It's on the list. I no longer beat myself up, though, tell myself how unworthy I am, tell myself that I'm, all the things that I'm not. I don't do that anymore. I remind myself, all right, you can always begin again, start again. Okay, you said you were going to, all right, put it on tomorrow's list, or tomorrow's, it just becomes the next list. I don't even write it down like on a daily thing. I have it in my phone. I just I text myself the word tasks, and then I just put stuff down there, and then I'll look at that list to see if I remember to look at the list. All this is just, I used to beat myself up for all the stuff that I didn't do, that I thought I couldn't do, and sometimes I literally feel like I can't. They've put that on the list of symptoms, but not an excuse. But at least now I understand. I get some understanding. The course says you gotta forgive it before you can understand it. The course teaches. I found that when I found that passage that was recently. You have to forgive it before you can understand it. You have to see it for what it is to understand it. You have to let go of what you think it is to understand it, so that you can see it for what it really is to understand it. So they gave me this, and I believed it for a long time. I had already, before I actually got the official diagnosis. I knew it. I knew it. I had already started buying books about it. Started looking stuff up because I'm like, oh my God. And all this time, and it was a relief for me, a relief and a release. But I stopped telling myself it doesn't make me less anything than anyone. It's unique. I have unique. I remember stuff that I don't even know why. I still remember the prayers from when I was in Catholic school. I left to stop going to Catholic church on a regular basis in 8th grade. I'm 69 years old, 8th grade. I left, and I can still tell you the Confiteor. I was asking the committee. So, do you remember any of the Confiteors? They said, "What is the Confiteor?" That was their question. Just things like that. I remember stuff. I don't know, trivial, important, whatever. But things I did, the way these words came to me this morning. I'm just, talking through the kitchen, bam, 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 just like that, feeding the dogs. So I understand that we are all physically in form unique, supposed to be this way. So once I got past that, I got past, my word used to be quirky. And yeah, quirky. Sometimes I talk really fast and all that. And the creativity, oh dear God, Karen. I get ideas that, listen, I wish I could write them down fast enough. Things come so quickly. One of the issues tends to be a tendency to start something and then not finish it. That's the thing. But I'm working on. But see, this again. Once I come understand it, like now I know. Wait, write that down. I was given the assignment because now I even have a behavioral therapist, and I don't have it's no thing. Everybody should have a therapist at some point. If you never have, then it's time. Oh my God, everybody should have a therapist of some sort at some time. Um, but she said, and I've seen it written, right? She said, write down X number of things and do only that. Does the course not say do only that? It's in the course. Let me find it. Do only that. I've talked about how we tend to say, let me do only that. I think it's exactly how it reads. Do only that. It's not do only this. It's do only that. Kind of stuff just keeps popping up in front of me. I've talked about how, don't tell someone, don't forget, say, remember. I just did it by saying, don't tell them this. No, say this. In the course, it reads, it is better to use only 3 words. Do only that. This simple statement is perfectly clear, easily understood, and very easily remembered. That's in the course. So here comes this therapist to say to me, I'll show you where it is. It's in the course. It's in chapter 6, lesson 5, under the lessons of the Holy Spirit. Do only that. And I'm isolating that from, whatever else is the, whatever sentences are before it, whatever sentences are after it, because this is something I need based on the experiences of my life. Do only that. Nice 3-word sentence. Love, Dove, love. Do only that. By the way, Dove, I saw this morning that you put back on TikTok, and I didn't even know that you were gone from TikTok because I don't go on that often, but I went on and heard you this morning. And thank you for that. But yeah, so that was one of the assignments. That's my assignment, to write down only, what my intention is for the day. So we hear it. Set the intention. They call it goal setting. The motivational speakers, they call it goal setting, setting goals. Set the intention. This is what I intend to do. I'm going to guard my thoughts. I'm going to engage with God. Oh, let me see. I'm going on. I'm going in places that, you know, but set the intention. This is what I want to do today. Make a decision. Again, make another decision. Again, you went left? Come on, go back, go right. Let me go. Let me share the screen. Because I'll keep going. I'll keep going. You cannot be totally committed sometimes. If truth is total, the untrue cannot exist. It's not the valley of death, it's the shadow of death. Lovable wasn't afraid of the shadow, he was afraid of what he thought it represented. It's only a shadow. We're not afraid of anything out there because there's no out there to be afraid of. We're afraid of the thoughts in our mind. We're afraid based on some past something, or which we think will become a future something. If truth is total, the untrue cannot exist. Commitment to either must be total. I'm either going to believe what's true. Wait, or I'm gonna pick Lovable up and walk him and me do the walking, literally walk him. I'm gonna pick him up when we go outside based on the fear that Bentley is gonna come out and go after my dog again. What? Not hardly. If truth is total, the untrue cannot exist. Commitment to either must be total. They cannot coexist in your mind without splitting it. See that whole split mind thing? That's that mind wandering. Oh, well, I'll just think of it. Oh, wait. Here it comes. Stop. See, that's supposed to be an ADHD characteristic, mind wandering, but it's in this book. It's put in here. It's put in the course. So it's not just some ADHD thing. It may be emphasized a little more with the ADHD person, but generally speaking, it's it doesn't say in the course because you have ADHD, you're much too tolerant of mind wandering. It doesn't say that. So anyway, if they cannot coexist in peace, and they can't, and if you want peace, and you do, you must give up the idea of conflict. Wow. Entirely and for all times. And again, always has no direction. Always give up the idea of conflict entirely and for all times. I like that. All right. I like that. Entirely and for all times. That was about commitment. Confidence. Let's talk about confidence. Okay. So the course says that confidence cannot be developed fully until mastery has been established. Now, if I go back a few slides, the one at the bottom here, Christian Larson says, we naturally become master over all life when we can understand and master the process of thinking. Confidence cannot develop fully until mastery has been accomplished. Now, okay, and readiness is only the beginning of confidence. Readiness, oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to start reading the course. I'm ready. Mm-hmm. No, I haven't opened it yet, but I'm ready. I've been ready to, organize my house for the longest. Apparently, not really, because I'm ready. I'm not confident about it because confidence cannot develop until mastery has been accomplished. Accomplishment, that all that whole thing goes together. unless and until I'm ready to practice, practice, practice. Ergo, becoming a practitioner. Course in Miracles calls that the miracle worker. Unless I'm ready and willing to practice, practice, practice all this stuff, we can sit here all day long and we can go from one ACIM group to another and we can talk all this stuff and we can read the lesson and then put the book down and walk away and then go cuss somebody out. We can do that all day long, every day. But unless I'm willing to practice, practice, practice this, because I want peace. I say I want peace. In fact, according to the Bible, I have it already. Hold my peace. And the Course says too, peace is everywhere I am. I am the peace of God. I am that. I say I want it. I want to, what having and being is, we have everything already because we are everything. We are the peace. So I say I want peace, then I have to practice, practice, practice. And not just decide it applies to this person, but not to that person. I'm going to be so sweet to the people here in this ACIM group because I just want them to know how, that I'm just so spiritual and and then turn right around and kick the dog, turn around and kick any dog, turn around and call Bentley a demon, practice, practice, practice. Bentley is a practice source, practice peace. Karen, go ahead, my love.
Yeah, thank you, Zulma. I love what you're sharing here. And that's the stuff that's you reminded me of today's lesson. Let every voice but God's be still in me. And we were sharing earlier about some of the quotes that Ken was saying around this lesson. And he said, the way you choose against your ego is you look at it. And I love what you're sharing here because you're sharing about wanting to kick the dog. You're looking at that. That is the stuff that we look at. That is the stuff we don't deny. Say, oh, I'm a holy son of God. I shouldn't think those thoughts. These are the thoughts that we are to look at, to forgive, and these thoughts come up. The other thing, there's a lot of stuff that came up for me. I love that, you cannot be totally committed sometimes. It led me right to chapter 11, God or the ego, which basically tells us that neither God nor the ego proposes a partial thought system. So the ego, and this is another Ken Wapnick teaching, is 100% hate, and the Holy Spirit is 100% love. So you're in believing one or the other at all times. You believe, like in chapter 15, he says, you believe it is possible to be host to the ego or hostage to God. This is the only choice you think you have. But in truth, there really is no decisions, because in lesson 139, I will accept atonement for myself. Here is the end of choice. This is the end of choice. For here we come to a decision to accept ourselves as God created us. And what is choice except uncertainty of what we are? There is no doubt that is not rooted here. There is no question but reflects this one. There is no conflict that does not entail the single simple question: what am I? And this is for me, like, recently I've been really into chapter 11, section 1, where he says, God's will is that you are his son. So every time I forget the truth of what I am, I'm in conflict. Every single time I forget, I am believing these thoughts that are not true. Doesn't take me long to get out of it because I know they're not true. But it's when I forget, it's that sleep of forgetfulness that you talk about a lot. But I will accept atonement for myself. Here is the end of choice. And the Course has a lot on that. And like he tells us in the end of chapter 10 that the concept of choice, which is not of God, it will remain with you because we believe we have two choices. We believe we have two choices, but really there is no choice. But we, as long as we're in time, we will believe it. But the beauty of it is recognizing that all we have to do to end this is to accept atonement for myself. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I started following, you're moving fast, girl, moving fast. I like that. Um, you said, and here is the end of choice. Oops, gotta spell it right if I want to find it. Here is the end. Here is the end of choice. In workbook lesson 139, I will accept the atonement for myself. Here is the end of choice. I'm grabbing that. I'm grabbing hold of that, Karen. For here we come to a decision to accept ourselves as God created us. And what is choice except uncertainty? Oh, certainty was one of those words. There is no doubt that is rooted here. There is no question, but reflects this one. There is no conflict that does not entail the simple single question, what am I? And that is going to become a slide in itself. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I'm going to stop the share on that. And I think I am. I hit the stop share. Yeah. I'm stopping the share on that. And thank you, thank you, thank you for that. We were talking about commitment. All right. I'm going to move quickly. Oh, no, that was confidence. That readiness is the beginning of confidence. Once I start, I start revving up. I start grabbing the stuff I need to do things. Hang a picture. I have this blank wall, and I want to hang a picture there, and can think about hanging that picture all day long. And I don't feel confident about it because I'm all I was thinking about it. But once I go and research, what do I need to hang a picture? Okay, I need a nail. I need a hammer. I need a certain size nail. I need a hammer. I need the picture, and then I grab all my tools. Now I've got my tools. We have to remember we have a toolbox. We have a toolbox. It starts miracle principles. And then in a religious science of mind, the declaration of beliefs, which they call the spiritual principles. We have a toolbox. We can't anymore say, I don't know. Or sometimes we do this. I know I need a hammer, but I'm not going to go get it. No, I'm not going to go get it. I'm just going to sit here and be all frustrated about hanging this painting. Wow. At some point, you say, "Doggone it," whatever other word you choose. I want to hang this painting. I'm going to get the nail. I'm going to get the hammer. I'm going to have the painting right here. I'm going to look at, I'm going to measure. I need a ruler. I'm going to measure. You have the tools. Don't say you want peace if you're willing to intentionally go away from it. I had somebody said to me a couple of weeks ago, somebody who's, actively involved in groups. Oh, don't hand me that new thought stuff. And I guess she saw the look on my face because it would be like me coming here and someone saying to me, "Oh, there you go talking about the course. There you go talking about the course and how about being in peace and how, seeing that dog differently." Eh? Every response I make is determined by what I think I am. Do I think I'm spirit? Do I think I'm a body? Do I think Bentley is spirit? Or do I think Bentley is a body? Well, last night I thought he was a body. Get that crazy dog away from my dog. That's what I said. And I didn't say it this gently. I chose to forget. I have to acknowledge that I chose to forget. I'm talking about it because last night was clearly Bentley was not on his leash because it wasn't coming out, it wasn't being walked. Never seen him on a leash or on a leash actually. That's a conversation too. But readiness is only the beginning of confidence. Let me stop all that. But I have to be ready. I have to decide this is what I want. What do you want? The question in the course, what for? What purpose is it serving? And in the section on the means and the ends, I'm not sure if that's the actual heading, but you say you want this end, but you're not willing to do the means to get it. Talking all this trash and I want to be in peace, and all the time I'm, on my way to go buy my AK-47. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. I hear what you say. I watch what you do. I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? You'll know a tree by its fruit. That's the way I read it. I can talk all the talk I want. And I may have it may be hard for me. It could be that I'm saying this, but I'm doing that. But I'm consciously working at it, consciously working at it, staying out of the sleep of forgetfulness, not letting my mind wander, guarding my thoughts, choosing to engage with God, engage with God, engage with God, engage with the kingdom. The kingdom is me. Stop looking out there for what I think is going to let control how I act and think and do and be. No, not stop looking out there, but look in here. This is where it is, to be still, to get quiet, to give that voice, to let that voice of truth, to let that voice of peace do what it do, to let it be what it is, to recognize the truth of what I am. Karen Drucker sings, I am dropping down to the truth of who I am, surrendering in love to just be, and stop thinking that all that stuff out there controls me. Confidence can't develop fully until mastery has been accomplished, and readiness is the beginning of confidence. And then comes my favorite, one of my favorites, about the habit of engaging with God. We're talking about consistency now. The habit of engaging with God and his creations is easily, here it is, easily made. The habit of engaging with God and his creations, that's anything that we consider outside of ourselves. The habit of engaging with God and his creations is easily made if we actively refuse to let our mind slip away. See, I'm still speaking in the we part. I'm not just playing you. I'm not hollering at you. The problem is not one of concentration. ADHD or not, the problem is not one of concentration. It's the belief that no one, including myself, is worth consistent effort. Yeah, well, I'll get back to the course later. I'll get back to that teaching later. But right now, I think wait a minute. What commitment? You cannot be totally committed sometimes. Side with me, the voice of the course is saying, side with me consistently, all the time, not just sometimes. You can't be totally committed sometimes. Side with me consistently against this deception, against the deception that you're not worth it, against the deception that anybody else isn't worth it. We're all worth it. I don't care who you say. I don't care what group we're talking about. Who's out there bombing this? Who's out there shooting that? Who's out there denying that? Everyone is worth the consistent effort. In fact, those things that I just kind of spoke up just now, those are our triggers. Those are the very things, some of the very things that we have to look at and recognize that nothing unreal exists, that the truth, nothing real can be threatened. Side with me consistently against this deception and do not permit this shabby ass belief that I say like that. I'm going to put it that way in the course. Don't let this shabby belief pull you back. The belief that you're not worth the effort. The belief that no one else is. And it starts with you. Because the second I get angry, the second I get, go into fear, the second I go into any, self-loathing, the second I go into that, I'm saying I'm not worth it. I'm saying that, I'm a body. I'm saying that I can't possibly be life. I can't possibly be what God is. The disheartened are useless. Only the ego can be disheartened. Only the ego can be disheartened. Only the ego can be disheartened. I'm gonna come off the share because that's the last. That's really the last. What I grabbed after that. What I have after that was what came up in the chat. Some of the passages. I told you, Karen. I was grabbing them. I meant it. Um, I meant it. um, yeah. It really comes down to, what do you think you are? What do you think you are? Do you think you're a body? Do you think that, what do you think everybody else is? Wait, do you think that you're a spirit, but they're not? Oh, that can't be. That can't be of God. That can't be God. That I still hear that in course students kind of surprises me. It kind of surprises me. What isn't God? What isn't? What isn't God? In the course, it says God is all there is. In fact, God is in everything because God is in my mind. God is my mind. I am that which thou art. I am that which thou art. I am life. God is life. I am one with. I am as, through me, as me. Not part like a petal of the rose, not part of me. It is me. I am that. And when I remember that, I can actively engage. Actively engage. The habit of engaging with God is easy if you actively refuse to let your mind slip away. Go ahead, Karen.
Yeah, so where is there not love? Where is there not God? Where is there not love? This morning I read this little thing from Keith Kavanaugh. Everything is love, knowing it's love, and being love. Or everything is love, not knowing it's love, and being love. So even when we don't know because we're not sure or we're uncertain, we're believing we're a body or we're believing our thoughts, it doesn't matter. It's still love. Everything is love, not knowing it's love and being love. Everything is love, knowing it's love and being love. It is the same. It's either love or a call for love. There's nothing else. And when I forget I don't judge myself. That's the key. We don't judge ourselves. We just we react with love or act with love or extend whatever word you want to use, right? But it's only love, like you say, it's only God, it's only love. And that's what we're training our minds to see. Thanks.
Yes. Karen Drucker. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. So the law always says yes. It always says yes. When you say, I know I can, the law says yes. When you say, I know I can't, I don't think I can, the law still says yes. Because life is always going forward. Life is never stopping. Life is not negating us of anything. Life is always giving. God is always giving. Extension, extension, extension. Always. That's the yesness of it. Always. Everywhere. Everyone. It's God. It's all God. It's all God. That's what I call it. All right. It's time for me to go. I have been, I got through. Thank you, family. Thank you, Karen, for your input, your sharing. Thank you, those who posted on the chat. Somebody did post that was earlier. That Karen had posted. I must have decided wrongly because I am not at peace. And yes, my Karen, we do make a good team. We are a team, girl. We're one. We've done it before. We'll do it again. Looking forward to it. Family, I love you. Lynn, here's the mic.
All right. Thank you so much, Selma. What a wonderful sharing this has been, and so so grateful for you and so grateful for everything you do. I want to remind people that are listening on the YouTube, yeah, please like and subscribe so that you'll know about when we're going to be on later, and also so that we know you've been here. Click that like and you'll know. Well, let me do that myself. Anyway. So about 30 minutes from now, Mickey will be on. And unless she wants to come on early, that's fine too. Also, I wanted to let folks know on the Zoom as well. Last time we mentioned that uh, there's we've been looking at some podcasts. Our own Karen here, Karen Parente, is also doing a podcast I'm not sure how frequently it is, but with Luigi and let me get back here to see who it is. Karen, if you could pop in Brianna G. Leon, I'm sorry. Leon, Joel Russell, and Brianna G. and Karen are doing a Song of Prayer podcast. So look out for that, and we will get those onto our uh, a list on our Zoom sites, our YouTube site, so other people can see where our members are doing some other work besides here. We got Dove's doing a bunch of different podcasts. I know. Let's see, Karen is doing other podcasts. Other folks, I'm sure, are doing other podcasts. Please let me know so we can advertise you and get